Ladies and gents, it's about time we had a look at the Protection Paladin. The beast, the tanking beast that we've known for many an expansion now. Always all around just sturdy. Can I use that word now? Sturdy, tough, beastly. All good, all good. It's not been hit by the weird hammer, which is what I'm calling it, that's hit some other tanks where they've gone really strange and unusual in this time of Resolve being so powerful. They've kept the buttons pretty much exactly the same, so you're not losing too much. What they've done is consolidate a lot of stuff. So your Bastion of Glory is now all like baked in. All that kind of stuff just works together. So you're still going to be keeping a track of those things. Plenty of things to be tracking with the Paladin. You're obviously going to be still optimizing your holy power generation. All that kind of stuff to be keeping an eye on while maintaining your solid playstyle on the encounters. Now, cool things. I didn't think they could really make the Prot Paladin much more cool. Right? They're a very cool class. They have great talents, Lights Hammer, Execution Sentence. They form big swarms of consecration on the ground. They also smash things with hammers. They throw their fucking Captain America shield. Hard to make that better, but they did. They did indeed. Our Avengers shield now hitting fucking 5 targets. Yeah, did we ask for that? Not really. We were fine with 3. Any tank worth his salt can easily gather a pack of mobs with casters in with an Avengers shield hitting 3 targets, but now it hits 5. Thanks. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, they added something else, which is pretty much going around to be the mandatory glyph. The glyph of the Consecrator. Yeah, the glyph of the Consecrator. This is now allowing you to drag your Consecrate around. Your Consecrate now pulses out from your body. And as you move your character around, the Consecrate will move with you, allowing you to keep this sort of AoE pulsing experience going on. A lot of people started to go, oh, that's OP. But of course, monks have Rushing Jade Wind. It's exactly the same thing. It just looks different. Does exactly the same effect. And they've decided to add that into the Paladins. Did they need it? Again, with the Avengers Shield, did they need this change? No. No, I don't think so. Is it cool? Yes, certainly is. I never had any trouble with the way Consecration was before. We have the glyph, which still exists, of allowing us to place it wherever the hell we want it, or just keep it on us for single target. They decided just to make it so, you know what, why not just have it follow you around as well? So to do all these kind of cool things. So, there you go. It's very fun. Very fun. Level 100 talents, though. This is where it seems to have gone a different path. Usually, with the Paladin, we are used to spectacle, fireworks, explosions, pyrotechnics when it comes to our talents. They generally add very cool things. Not this time. What they've gone is pure practicality. I don't really have an issue with this, and some people might because they like the cool flashiness of the Paladin. But for me, this is fine. We've decided to just go down to nitty-gritty, enhancing the mechanics of the Protection Paladin. Now, mostly passive. We've got 2 passives and 1 on use. My favourite so far, okay, so we'll take that in a pinch of salt. This is, of course, beta. Things aren't finished yet. My favourite so far is the Empowered Seals. Empowered Seals allows you to get different effects depending on which seal you are using. So if you're using Judgment of Insight or Seal of Insight, you'll heal yourself for 3% of your maximum health every 2 seconds for 20 seconds, okay? So this is like an extra little bit of healing. Is that encounter demanding you do this extra healing? Cool. What if the encounter doesn't demand any extra healing? What if tank damage isn't a really big deal all the time? Then you can switch it over and you can actually get Judgment of Truth, which is going to increase your attack power by 15%. 15%, so that's going to scale really nicely with gear as we get more tougher, more strength, all that kind of stuff. So we can go more of a DPS style of play, but that's our choice, and we can swap it mid-fight, which is wonderful as well. Do we have periods of intense damage? Cool, I'll switch over and increase the healing on myself. Oh, this is a DPS-y burst phase? Cool, I can actually seal swap and go in with another 15% attack power and help my raid in that way. Holy Shield makes its return, not in the classic way that we like it. I was kind of sad that Holy Shield is moved this way. I would have preferred it to have been a cooldown. Basically, it's just allowing us to have a reduced amount of spell damage, okay? So it's going to increase your block damage, block chance by 10%, which is lovely, and allows you to block spells. Gotta say, straight off the bat, that is really weird. Blocking spells. Okay, sure, there's weirder things going on. If a warrior can shield barrier through some conjuring of magic and wizardry, I'm sure we can block spells as well. It kind of does make some sense that we'll stick a shield in front of that fireball and go, don't hit me. So I'm okay with it, I'm okay with it. You deal, when you block, you also deal damage back. So you get this, this is a wonderful AoE. Wonderful for AoE. It's got to be said. Absolutely amazing for AoE. You're increasing your block chance, so the more mobs that are hitting you, the more chance you have to actually block something, and you're also going to be reflecting damage back at them. Now, I would suggest this is probably your more obvious 5-man choice of talent, or in general, if you're doing a lot of AoE, you're probably going to have a good time, especially against those physical mobs. Now, on to Seraphim. Seraphim. This is the odd one. I'm having mixed feelings on it. I'll tell you why, okay? This is going to cost you 5 holy power with a 30-second cooldown and gives you a buff for 10 seconds. It magnifies your power. Magnifies your power, increasing your haste, crit, mastery, multi-strike, versatility, and bonus armor from gear by 30%. 30%. It's powerful. Or it will be. One of the issues right now on beta is, of course, we're wearing PvP armor to test this stuff out for you guys. We don't have access to good PvE gear. Therefore, our stats, not the best. Not the best. So when I'm testing this on beta and I'm popping Seraphim, I'm using my 5 holy power. I'm skipping over Shields of the Righteous and potentially 2 there, as 6, of course, would give us 2 Shield of the Righteous. I'm gaining a buff for 10 seconds that doesn't really do much for me. What I'm really interested in is the armor and mastery. Yeah, I'm interested in the armor and mastery realistically. I want to, as a tank, I want the bonus armor, which is our main defensive stat now, and I want the mastery, which is helping us as well with our defensive stats. Am I that bothered about the haste, crit, and multi-strike and versatility during that 10-second period? Maybe, but I have better options. If it was damage I was going for, then Empowered Seals would be better for me. If it was AoE, then of course Holy Shield would be better for me. Seraphim is the realistically main defensive cooldown, okay? The other two are passives. This is a defensive cooldown. So realistically, for that 10-second period, I'm after the armor and the mastery. So it's weird. This could become very, very powerful with high-end gear. Right now, it's difficult to test, like I say. I pop it and I don't actually see much happening with my character during that 10-second period. And for its expense, it's hard to argue against the other two for Seraphim. I want Seraphim to be cool. With 5 holy power cost, again, that is 2 Shields of the Righteousness, essentially. I would like to see it do a little bit more. Maybe drop away the other stats and really buff into defensive stats so we actually get another defensive cooldown. That would be okay. That would be okay. Or perhaps it works in some other way to boost our DPS. We have lost Wings. Wings is gone now, so maybe we can do something along those lines. Alright? So those are my thoughts on it. That's how it plays. It's fucking fun, guys. If I'm going to give you a little summary, it's really fun. It's super fun. The additions that we didn't ask for are fine. They're just really fun. They just add a little bit of flavor to the class. Still plenty of things going on to keep our mind occupied while we're playing. I like it. I really like it. I've always had fun on the Prop Paladin. It's still got its weird clunky charm, I guess we could say. A weird, clunky charm. But overall, it's pretty cool. Alright, guys, there's a quick look at the Prop Paladin. I'll see you again.